So in total I paid £4,039.59. However, it would have cost me a lot less than that had I have not made one silly mistake, which was simply caused by lack of research and basically not looking into it enough, if that makes any sense. And put simply, I ordered a part which I thought would work on this car, and technically it does, but it requires a little bit more than just sticking it in the car or sticking it in the engine, installing it, whatever you want to call it, and off you go. There's a little bit more to it, and I'll explain that one a little bit later. So what I really should have paid for this job is £3,607.59. But because I made a £400 mistake, I have to deal with a £4,000 bill, which is all paid and done for. There's nothing to worry about. I've just now got a bunch of parts at home which I can't get rid of because no one seems to want them. Now, the FA20 engine is a good engine if looked after correctly, and this car was fairly well looked after prior to this point where I'm at now. However, as we all know, eventually parts in engines, they get old, they get worn out, and that is basically what happened. This car had been regularly serviced every year. I mean, I've got a full service history for it. Every year, apart from the first year that I had this car, I had it fully serviced, looked after, oil changed, all of the good stuff. But with this car being on 105,000 miles and had a fair bit of abuse in the past, that caused a lot of premature wear, and this wear is what ultimately led to this engine failing. And it was rod knock. One of the main bearings has spun and basically friction welded itself onto the con rod, or the big end of the con rod, and that caused rod knock. It was not a fun time. Now, the engine is not perfect. There are still some teething issues which I need to sort out, but that will be done over time. There's nothing major, just a few little bits and bobs here and there which need a little bit of attention just to smarten everything back up. And I also need to kind of mature my car a little bit. I mean, I don't know why I painted all these bits red. It looks bloody awful. But I'll get onto that in another video. I have a big plan on how I'm going to basically make this car look really, really nice, and basically mature it a little bit, because it just looks a little bit immature at the moment. But that's a story for another video. So I'm going to break down all of the parts and everything else that I bought and how much they cost. That'll give you guys an idea if you need to rebuild an FA20 engine, or in general any sort of engine, because from what I've seen, a lot of the prices are more or less the same. But it'll give you a good idea of what it will cost to rebuild an engine, or to have an engine rebuilt. But first of all, there was the complete bearing set. That includes the big end bearings, the main bearings, all the bearings that you need really for the crankshaft and the con rods and all of that sort of thing, and that was £236. Then there was the OEM crankshaft. That was a genuine Toyota part. That cost me £600. And then there was the ARP head and stud nut kit. That cost me £314.58. The complete gasket kit from Toyota, that one was £281.99. And we wasn't sure whether the valve spring recall that's on these FA20 engines had been done, so I went and got some uprated valve springs, which turned out to be a bit of a mistake, but we'll get onto that later. But they cost me £238.80. And then there was the OEM con rods, which was direct from Toyota, and I believe, I can't remember the exact number, I will probably find out by the time this video's out, so it'll be on screen. I believe it was about £416. Some of those numbers were rounded up, so the number will be a little bit different, but right there is the total and how much all those parts cost. Now, that is not including my mistake. And the mistake was that I bought forged con rods at the very beginning, believing that they would fit straight onto the OEM crankshaft and the OEM pistons. However, that turned out to not be the case. We were unable to use them. In the end, I couldn't be bothered with all the hassle. I just wanted my car back. So instead of doing any machining or buying forged pistons, because I didn't really have the money for that, I ended up just getting the OEM con rods and just running with them. Now, as for the labour on how much this cost, well, that is another story because that cost me £1,500. To be more exact, £1,520.24. And that includes new oil, filters, all of that stuff that you need. Basically all the essential stuff like you would need in a service, apart from all the spark plugs and everything like that, because I'd only recently had it serviced, so all those parts were practically brand new anyway. So it was mainly just oil filter, etc, etc. But that was the labour costs on top of it. So you put it all together, including the forged com rods, that came to £4,039.59. So if you had taken away the com rods, it would only have cost 3,600 and whatever it was. So ultimately a full engine rebuild will set you back around £3,500 to £4,000. Was rebuilding my engine worth it? Yeah, I'd say so. Ultimately, it all comes down to personal preference as to whether you think it's worth it to rebuild your engine or not. To some people, it might not even be a viable option. For some people, they might not be able to afford it, and that's okay. However, if you have the money and you love your car enough, I would 100% say it is worth it, because generally speaking, a full engine replacement is almost double that price of a rebuild. Or at least it was in my case. Brand new engine for this car would have set me back at least £8,000. Now, if you found a second-hand one that's in good condition, it would be a lot less than that. But generally speaking, if someone's selling a second-hand engine, it's generally because it's either got the same problem as why you're trying to replace yours or rebuild yours, or it's just in very bad condition. It's very, very hard to find a good condition second-hand engine for your car, and that's not just for these cars, that could be for any car, whether it be a Fiesta, Focus, Mustang, whatever. Generally speaking, they're not going to be in the best condition. If you're not too bothered and you just want to get back on the road very quickly, yeah, you can find a second-hand one that's not in the best condition, maybe refresh it, give it a good service, and you're good to go. However, if you want an engine which is in very good condition, you're better off just rebuilding or buying brand new. But like I said, buying brand new is very expensive and can almost be double, triple, whatever the sort of price it would be to rebuild it. So personally for me, I would say rebuilding is a very, very good option, especially if you want to keep your car on the road. Another good option would be to just buy another car, but that's not for everyone's taste as such. Like for me personally, this car, this is still my baby. I've still got a lot to do to this car. I've still got a lot of plans, and I was not ready at all yet to give this car up and move on to something else just yet. So for me, rebuilding the engine in this 86 was 100% worth it, especially at that sort of price of £3,600. That is not bad at all. Don't get me wrong, it was very annoying because there's a lot of other stuff I would have much rather have done to the car than have to rebuild the engine. I mean, that £3,600 would have got me the body kit, it would have got me maybe even a turbo kit, I don't know. There's so much other stuff that I could have done to this car, but I can't dwell on the past. It is what it is. What happened, happened. It is fixed, it's back on the road. I am incredibly grateful for that fact. So, was this engine rebuild on my car worth it? For me, yes. Because as much as I love every other car that's out there, give or take some, there's so many other cars out there that I absolutely love, right? But nothing just feels the same as this. But let me assure you, this car, the way it is now, is not staying this way at all. I have a lot of plans for this car, and I have a lot more money to spend on it. So for the time being, I am just grateful for the fact that it's back on the road, it's fully working, give or take a couple of little things that need sorting out, but it's good. It's a good car to go. And these cars, yeah, okay, they're not everyone's taste. You know, some people would look at these cars and have the engine blow and be like, well, that's that. You know, to these cars, to some people, these cars aren't really worth the hassle, because for the same amount that I've spent rebuilding this engine, I could have gone out and bought a on the Nissan 350Z, because the second-hand market for them at the moment is pretty good, and that comes with 100 more horsepower than what these have, and they look good. They're good cars. You know, I can't fault them. They're great cars. I love them. But for me, this is my baby, and I weren't ready to give it up just yet, so I got it done. So if your car needs an engine rebuild, now you know how much it roughly costs, and you know roughly what the labour cost will be if you're getting someone else to do it. I personally think it is 100% worth it, especially if you want to keep your car. Like I said, engine replacements are just stupid money. You could practically buy a whole nother car, like the same one as your car, for the same that the engine costs, give or take what car it is. Obviously some are very different, but engine rebuild is worth it. And if you do it yourself, it's one hell of a learning experience as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't do mine myself because I don't have the time or the tools or the space to do it. That won't be the case forever. Things will be changing very, very soon. And hopefully I'll be able to do engines and things like that myself. And that will be a great learning curve for myself. And I think it'll also be great content as well, because like there's some engines out there which I want to have a play around with and figure out and rebuild and things like that, which I know you guys would also love to see. I hope this video has been helpful to you in some way at all, or at least entertaining, or has maybe given you an insight into what it's going to cost if it ever does happen. Touch wood it doesn't. I hope you like this video. Please hit subscribe because it helps out a lot, and I am really trying hard now to push my way to 1,000 subscribers. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please hit subscribe. I'll forever be in your debt, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh God, these cars are not made for this. Oh. Hopefully that works. Things we do for videos, eh? In a bit.